Goomy! What is up, guys? Steven here, and today I'm going to be bringing you an LTPL replay. Now, if you don't know what LTPL is, it stands for the Lower Tiers Premier League, which basically came about due to the fact that SPL this year ended up being only OU tiers, so, you know, it was just OU. So they wanted to make kind of an equivalent for the lower tiers, and that ended up being LTPL, Lower Tiers Premier League. And I was drafted by the Flygonworks, Fuego Flygonworks, with Tony Flygon as the manager, who's a good friend. So I was really excited to play in this tournament, and I just kind of wanted to catalog our team's NU run throughout this tournament, because this is probably going to be the last opportunity to show like tournament ORAS NU on this channel, and I just wanted to kind of show all of our team's games, so look forward to, you know, lots of uploads. I mean, they're probably all going to drop at once. But yeah, let's just get straight into this first game now that I've kind of introduced what I'm doing here. So this is week 1, and I'm facing Orphic, and the basis of my team that I really wanted to build around was Magmortar plus Combustion, Fire Spam, which, I mean, isn't really a thing anymore since Typhlosion left the tier. But I kind of want to turn a different variant of Magmortar, so I'm actually running Specs, which hits incredibly hard. So the idea is that Magmortar can kind of break the walls that trouble fire types with Specs, and then since Combustion gets speed boost, it can kind of come in later game scenarios and put in work. And then I just have Clefairy as the rocker on this team, not Bronzor, because Bronzor is actually Crow Bronzor, which never got to reveal in the tournament, but it didn't really do anything in this game, but it is just Rest Talk Flash Cannon, which is really neat, and it actually would have done really well in this game, but there was a different endgame scenario. Poliwrath is Specs, because it's just really menacing. And then the team is kind of weak to like just hazards and stuff, and Pelipper kind of filled in all of the weaknesses of the team. I like looking back at this team, I guess electric types could have been a little bit menacing, like if they had run something like Manectric plus Wall Breaker, but that's not really common, and I just felt comfortable with this for week 1. It's bulky offense, which is pretty consistent, and in general in tournaments I really don't like to be predictable, I guess, in what I bring. So I've never really used a lot of these mons in tour play. Like, I've never really used Bronzor, Poliwrath, Combustion, or Clefairy. So I felt pretty good about bringing some stuff that people don't really see me use a lot. I'm using a different set on Magmortar than I normally use. I really like bulky AV, like slow bulky AV. So Specs is kind of different, and Pelipper is also something I've used a fair amount, but I guess I was more known for using Mantine in general. So yeah, let's just kind of get into team preview here. So looking at his team, Specs Magmortar just kind of gets a kill turn 1 if he doesn't lead with Archeops. Looking at his team, is definitely like the fast defog set, because Piloswine is certainly his rock setter, so he's not lead Archeops on this team. That wouldn't really make sense. And if he does lead Archeops, I do have Bronzor, which just walls it indefinitely unless it's banded knockoff, which doesn't seem to be what his team needs in particular. He might be banded, but it's more than likely that he's like 3 attacks Roost or something. Maybe he's not defog Skunk, not really sure. But if he leads with Skuntank, then I can just Fire Blast freely and do 5 billion to something. If he leads with Samurott, I have Poliwrath for that, and if he leads anything else, I'm just gonna Loast them. So turn 1, like I said, I'm gonna lead Magmortar, and they lead Mesprit, which is fine by me. If he's Specs, I live any hit, and I'm carrying Overheat. I'm plus Attack Nature with Overheat. Just as I think it has like a 75% chance to OHKO Mesprit, and Mesprit's kind of menacing because he does have that Pursuit Trapper in Skuntank to kind of switch in reliably on Bronzor. And I don't want Clefairy coming in too much this game, just because that invites in Piloswine, and letting him get up rocks is kind of menacing. Another thing that I noticed is if I can get rid of this Mesprit, then Poliwrath is just really free to really just put in work, because it actually switches in on a lot of the members, and Mesprit is one of his bulkiest quote-unquote water resists. So he actually goes for HP Ground, which doesn't do too much, and then I just OHKO him with Overheat, and the chat goes a little bit nuts because it did 5 million. So he's gonna go Archeops here, and like I considered overheating again, but I figured I shouldn't, because anytime I can bring this in on like Piloswine or Skuntank, then I'm in a really good scenario. So I'm just gonna go to Bronzor because it's pretty safe on this. I don't need Bronzor for a lot this game, since Piloswine is also beaten by Pelipper, so I don't need it for that necessarily. And he does have that Pursuit Trapper, so I can play a little bit recklessly with Bronzor because it's most likely not going to be staying around the whole game. So like I said, I am just going to go Bronzor as he does go Skuntank, and even Banded Pursuit doesn't kill me here, so I feel pretty safe to just go straight into Poliwrath. Looking at his team, I figure he's mixed. Not really sure though, but I am just going to go straight into Poliwrath as he reveals Acid Spray, which is a cool set. I actually like this set because you can hit stuff pretty hard, and at this point I figured he was going to be HP Grass because Advantage, aka I Play Tennis LOL, is also on my team. And I figured that they assumed that he would be building my team, or at least helping me, and he really likes running bulky Rhydon. So like HP Grass on Acid Spray Skuntank isn't even bad. So I kind of scouted for that and ended up going into Magmortar. Unfortunately, he just Acid Sprays again and gets a crit, which didn't matter as I'm just going to sack Magmortar. But that does allow me to go into Combustion, and I'm not even going to Protect. I'm just going to straight up Focus Blast. And at this point, I am a point of speed slower, and I really wanted to Focus Blast here, but I was so far ahead in the game, I don't think that that made sense. So I just ended up going for Protect on his Roost. And I do have HP Electric, and for some reason I was just really fearing the Piloswine switching in here. And then, I don't know, I just wanted to focus because I thought it was the best play, but I missed, unfortunately. However, I do have Pelipper to just switch in and go for Scald, and I get the burn here, which is really nice. Pretty much every SD Samurott at this point is gonna be running Lum, like for the most part, so I assume that he was special based on the fact that he didn't have Lum there, and I am Spadef Clefairy, so I'm just gonna go straight into that as he goes for HP Electric, trying to catch the Pelipper and the Poliwrath. I can see that play because it really does. It OHKOs Pelipper and puts a chunk into Poliwrath, which really threatens his team. So at this point, I'm just going to try to get up my rocks, simply because that lowers his Archeops into Defeatist range, which is just really crucial, and that's the main reason I made that play. And I saw that he was Acid Spray on his Skuntank, so I actually beat that with Bronzor, which is pretty neat. Really the only threat at this point is Girder, which I have Pelipper for and can eventually beat. So yeah, I just really want to get my rocks, and that hydro pump did do a lot. So I am just going to soft boiled here, as he does miss hydro, which is really neat, as I can just soft boil it again here to make sure I'm at full. So he goes into Skun Tank, which reveals to me that he's most likely defog. I just want to Thunder Wave this because, again, I really want to keep rocks for that Archeops, and now at this point, the fact that Samurai is below 12% is great, because if I keep up rocks, then he can't even get off a single attack with that, which would be kind of menacing because he isn't Life Orb and in Torrent, and that would kind of create a prediction game. So I am just going to Thunder Wave this to ensure that I can get my rocks up. Like, he has to kill me. As he has Lum, and like I said, I just want rocks. That's the main priority here. So I'm just going to T-Wave again, and Seismic Toss him to get a little bit of damage, as he does defog, and of course I am just going to click rocks here, as he does get fully paralyzed, which is obviously going to happen eventually, and he just takes me out with the spray. So everything on my team really pressures this Skun Tank. I am just going to go into Specs Polyrath and Scald, so he can't go into Samurai, and Archeops would be undefeatist, so he wouldn't really be able to do much damage with Acro, so he's just going to go Girder, and I have a really high chance to 2-hit KO this with Scald, and regardless, it's my best play, because if this gets low at all, I'm actually Rocky Helmet Pelipper, so if he wants to like Drain Punch to recover health, then, I mean, he'll just do 17 to himself, so 2 Scalds guarantees me the game here no matter what, because like I said, I am Crow Bronzor with Flash Cannon, which is obviously going to beat the Piloswine and the Archeops, so even if I don't get this roll, I win by then going Pelipper, and then, you know, sacking it to the helmet with, you know, getting the damage and sacking helmet, he can't get the recovery, and then winning with Bronzor. As I go for the first skull, I get a pretty average roll as he bulks up, and I actually get the roll on the second one, which, like I said, didn't matter, because I live, I just, you know, live Acro, and obviously I beat Piloswine. So, yeah, that was a good game. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Continue to watch these, please. If you like the video, drop a like, drop a comment. If you dislike the video, drop a dislike and tell me why in the comments. And, yeah, peace.